I watched him train. I watched what he was doing, and I was so impressed. And then he did his first sparring, and I was blown away. I was blown away how good he got, how well he adjusted to the weight. I was blown away. But let's face it, Jack is such a tough customer that if we overlook him, which we haven't, I've actually viewed Jack's fight with Bilal 5 times, guys, 5 times, and I've never really done that. 5 times. That's how much I respect Jack.
Yes, he become a bigger, now we have more power, more than ever, and I think he's ready.
They said Islam Makhachev couldn't level up any further, but Javier Mendez just saw something that left him speechless. A new body, a new mindset, a whole new monster. From sparring sessions that shocked the gym to a transformation nobody saw coming, Mendez says Islam is unrecognizable. And ahead of UFC 322, the message is clear: this isn't the same Islam anymore, because when Javier Mendez walked into the gym and saw Islam train, he couldn't believe his eyes. And even after all this time, Mendez says one thing that hasn't changed: Islam is still the pound-for-pound #1 in the world.
Him for the first time over a month ago, and I'm looking at him like, what the heck? I go, wow, he was solid. So I was very impressed with that #1. I said, how do you feel? He goes, great, coach. And, I watched him train. I watched what he was doing, and I was so impressed. And then he did his first sparring, and I was blown away. I was blown away how good he got, how well he adjusted to the weight. I was blown away. So I'm very confident in him, and regardless what anybody says, he's still #1 pound for pound in my eyes.
Javier Mendez didn't stop there. Speaking on Islam's preparation, Mendez asserted that people are going to witness a completely different version of Islam Makhachev on November 15th. Mendez made it clear that weight doesn't matter. Whether Islam is competing at lightweight or eyeing a new division, their focus is fixed on the next big challenge. And with full confidence, Mendez promised that Islam will rise again, this time as the next UFC welterweight champion.
So that's my guy, pound for pound #1, Islam Makhachev. And the new version of him is coming, on November 15th at Madison Square Garden, and he will be the new welterweight UFC champion.
Safe to say he's done with lightweight, no more.
I don't know if he's done with lightweight, but to be honest with you, why struggle to make all that weight? When he's solid. Right. He's solid. So he put on a good 10 pounds, since we last spoke, and I mean, yeah, he can make 155 again if he wanted to, but it's really going to be in his ball court.
But Javier Mendez isn't underestimating Jack Della Maddalena either. He called Jack a tough customer, someone who's earned every bit of respect inside the octagon. Mendez revealed that he's watched Jack's fight with Bilal Muhammad at least 5 times, something he has not done ever in his life. Mendez acknowledged the challenge, but his confidence never wavered. He believes that no matter how dangerous Jack is, Islam Makhachev will find a way to pull out the vic no matter what it takes.
But let's face it, Jack is such a tough customer that if we overlook him, which we haven't, I've actually viewed Jack's fight with Bilal 5 times, guys, 5 times, and I've never really done that. 5 times. That's how much I respect Jack. I rewatched him. I said, man, we got our hands full with him. He's a tough customer, but I believe 1,000,000% Islam's going to pull it off. One way or another. I don't know if it's going to be on the ground. I don't know if he's going to stand up. I just know we can do it all.
And this is exactly what's being seen right now inside the gym. Islam Makhachev, locked in, drenched in sweat. A fighter built in pure grit and discipline. Each drop of sweat tells the story of a champion who refuses to slow down. This isn't a fighter coasting on success. This is a man chasing greatness all over again. Because what Javier Mendez is seeing every day is a version of Islam Makhachev the world hasn't met yet. Meanwhile, the concern surrounding Jack Della Maddalena isn't limited to Javier Mendez. Even Khabib Nurmagomedov has acknowledged it. Khabib believes Jack is by far the most dangerous opponent Islam Makhachev has ever faced. He went on to say that Jack Della Maddalena is more dangerous than Ilia Topuria, emphasizing that Jack's striking, composure, and finishing ability make him a serious threat. Khabib admitted that for the first time in a while, he's genuinely more concerned about this matchup than any of Islam's previous fights.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов.
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Ну, для меня, если я буду, например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Мадалины, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Мадалена.
And despite all of that, Islam Makhachev remains fully confident in the guidance of his mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's 100% certain that under Khabib's watch, he'll continue to evolve into an even more formidable force. For Islam, following the path of a true champion means everything, and the way he's preparing right now under Khabib's guidance, Islam truly believes he'll step into the octagon and come out victorious once again.
I will be ready 100%. Just believe him.
Yep.
Just did what he say, and that's it. This guy, he have big experience in this sport. He know how it's working. That's why everybody, how he say, shut up and listen him in training. If you want to be champion, you have to follow the way what the champs did. You know. That's why everybody listen him in the game.
And it's not just Javier Mendez who's witnessed Islam's unbelievable shape. His close friend and teammate Umar Nurmagomedov has confirmed it too. Umar asserted that Islam is in peak condition, sharper than ever, and completely locked in for this challenge. He said Islam isn't a one-dimensional fighter, he's a strategist with multiple game plans ready to go. Umar confidently stated that Islam is ready, focused, and destined to win the belt once again.
Islam in amazing shape, and this guy very smart fighter, and you know, I'm his fan, and he have, you know, he don't have some just one plan for fight, and he have plan A, B, C, and like all alphabet, you know, D, E, A, everything, you know, like if something not he couldn't do, he gonna try other one not good, he have next plan, you know. And he's amazing fighter, and he's amazing friend, brother, and I think he will take this belt. I think he deserves.
Umar Nurmagomedov also opened up about Islam's physical transformation. He admitted that bulking up to welterweight and adding real muscle wasn't easy at the beginning, but now the results speak for themselves. According to Umar, Islam is strong, faster, and more powerful than ever before. Right now, Islam Makhachev isn't just ready for war, he's built for it.
He looks very good now. Do you think he's like very built well for welterweight?
Yes, he become a bigger, you know, now he have more power, more than ever, and I think he's ready.
This unpredictable game plan and strategic brilliance of Islam Makhachev isn't just admired by his own team, it's respected by other champions too. And Merab Dvalishvili is one of them. Merab described Islam as a tricky fighter, one who's nearly impossible to hit cleanly, dominant on the ground, and incredibly efficient with his southpaw movement. In Merab's eyes, Islam isn't just powerful, he's unpredictable, and that's what makes him so dangerous.
You mentioned Islam, he's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down. So
Dvalishvili pointed out that Islam Makhachev isn't just a powerhouse, he's a student of the game. He reminded everyone how Islam breaks down his opponents with precision, studying every move, every habit, every flaw. After revealing Jack Della Madalena's last bout with Bilal Muhammad, Merab is convinced that Islam will know exactly how to adjust when the cage door closes.
And also we all see the JDM Bilal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible. It's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
But the excitement hasn't come without skepticism. Daniel Dariush, a veteran who understands every layer of the fight game, isn't convinced that this transformation guarantees success. When asked who he expects to leave Madison Square Garden with the belt, Dariush leaned toward Jack Della Maddalena. He acknowledged Islam's dominance but warned that size could be the deciding factor. In his eyes, JDM's natural welterweight build and endless gas tank might prove crucial once the fight heads into deep waters.
I'm gonna lean now towards JDM.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio-wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but now this is all feel. This is one of the few fights where I can't really give you a clear answer. So I just feel like JDM.
Dariush noted that Jack's endurance is elite and that he performs best when the tempo never slows. While he praised Islam's sharp technique and world-class grappling, he admitted there is a real chance JDM could shock the world. It was a daring prediction, one that instantly divided fans, but as it turned out, Dariush wasn't the only one who felt that way.
He's a big guy. I think he's going to fill into that weight. He's a really big 155er. So I think his lifestyle outside of training camp is going to be a little more comfortable. And he'll fill into that weight class, no problem. He could be champion there for sure.
How do you think he does against JDM?
I think the beginning of the fight's gonna tell the story, like how well JDM does at getting up, how well JDM does at keeping Islam off of his feet, off of his legs, off of the cage. It's tough to call that because JDM's a big guy, athletic. I'm excited about that. A lot of fun fights in the future.
And if there is one person who has unshakable faith in Jack, it's his coach, Ben Vickers. Vickers has analyzed Makhachev in depth, particularly his bout with Dustin Poirier, and believes Jack can target the same vulnerabilities. He noted that Islam didn't respond well to clean shots from Poirier, and with JDM's pressure and physicality, that weakness could be exposed even more. In Vickers' eyes, Makhachev has yet to face a striker as well-rounded and relentless as Jack Della Maddalena.
Well, the first jab he took, Poirier only hit him once in the first round, and the first jab he took, when he got the takedown afterwards, he was like wincing and like rubbing his iron. I just feel like he's not used to taking damage. He's not used to being in tough fights with someone pushing the pace, and he's been knocked out before. So listen, and Jack's got size on him. But Bilal's the perfect like warm-up fight if you're gonna fight Makhachev. So, but anyone, like I see holes in them all, and I think Jack's the complete package.
Vickers stressed that Jack's training camp has been on another level. Every sparring session and conditioning drill tailored to neutralize Makhachev's relentless grip. He expects Islam to shoot early and often, but insists no amount of preparation can suddenly make him a natural striker. As Vickers put it, you can't match a born striker like Jack just by hitting bats for a few years. On the feet, he's confident his fighter will take full control.
Down to the ground as soon as possible.
1000%. You can't learn to strike. Say he's been working on his striking for the last 5 years. And Jack's a thoroughbred striker. Whether you've been working on it for 5 years or not, you're not going to catch up with Jack. He'll piece you up on the feet, especially if he's bigger than you. And Makhachev's a lot more of a traditional striker than Belal is. Belal's quite a hard puzzle to figure out because he doesn't move in the same way as a boxer would or a kickboxer would necessarily. So, good luck.
Luke Rockhold stepped in to share his take. He admitted that while Jack Della Maddalena may not match Islam's level in wrestling, he still sees him as a legitimate threat. According to Rockhold, the gap on the ground doesn't erase Jack's danger, it only makes the matchup more intriguing.
Do you see him beating JDM to win that welterweight title?
It's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight. It's going to be interesting. You know, I think those are my three favorite fighters in the UFC right now. We go Islam to Poirier and JDM. He's fun to watch. So, I mean, that's going to be a great fight. You know, he's no slouch at wrestling, but you have a guy that's wrestled his whole life and grappled his whole life versus JDM, who's kind of like, he's secondary on that, but, you know, you never know. He's a bigger guy. So, you know, we'll see how Islam, how he bulks up and how he looks. He looks a lot bigger than what I remember. I used to train with him forever. So I mean, he's definitely grown. You know, we'll see how he carries the weight.
Meanwhile, Dan Hardy, who's long respected both men, broke things down from a purely technical standpoint. He's always praised JDM's crisp boxing, but this time he believes Islam's move to welterweight could be the ultimate game changer. Hardy explained that Makhachev is entering the division at the perfect moment, no more brutal weight cuts, finally allowing his frame to reach its full potential. In his view, this version of Islam will be stronger, fresher, and far more dangerous than ever before.
Man, I've been high on JDM for a long time. You know, I remember doing interviews back when Ngannou was crossing over to boxing, and people were talking about who's got the best hands in MMA, and I was saying JDM at the time. I mean, his boxing's always impressed me. But at this point, I feel like Islam's moving up a weight class at the right time. You know, there are a lot of fighters that stay in a weight class for too long, and they seem to kind of stifle their physical growth. I don't think Islam can stay healthy and stay in that lightweight division for any longer, and I think right now he's allowed himself to move into a division where his body's just going to grow into it. He's going to be incredibly powerful.
Hardy expects a tight striking battle in the early moments, with Islam using his kicks and forward pressure to gradually seize control. He predicts that as the rounds progress, Makhachev's grappling will take over, potentially setting up a late submission in the championship frames. To Hardy, Islam's overall skill set is simply too polished, too relentless, and too well crafted for any opponent to solve easily.
You know, I've been having a similar kind of conversation in my head with Crawford coming up against Canelo as well, you know what I mean? Like, what's Crawford going to look like going up a weight? And I think his body's ready to do it, same as Islam. And I just think Islam's all-round game is so problematic for any single fighter. I see him taking it. And I can see him probably a 50-50 striking exchange, Makhachev winning with a kicking advantage, but then he's grappling and his wrestling taking over. Probably winning by sub in the championship rounds.
So, as UFC 322 draws closer and near, all eyes are locked on Islam Makhachev's transformation. From sparring stories to shocking power gains, the world waits to see if the hype becomes history, because in Fight Night, we'll find out if the unbelievable truly becomes real. Don't miss a moment of the action. Like, comment, and subscribe to Boxism for more fight breakdowns and behind-the-scenes stories. Stay tuned, the war is just getting started.